Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy, Nick Athlete here, also known as Nick Weiser, and you guys will see that when you check out my channel, because I had to change my channel name for some stupid reason. But anyway, if you guys don't know, you guys should know by now, I'm a big Minnesota sports fan, and I just thought I'd make a video and talk about some recent Minnesota sports things that have come up over the last few weeks, and give you my feedback about it, because why not? So, let's get started. So, as you guys know, the NFL season is coming to a close with just about 3 weeks left in the regular season. Minnesota Vikings play against the Chicago Bears this Sunday at 12 o'clock on Fox Network, on the Fox Sports Network. And it's a pretty important game for the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings fell to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last Sunday, in where Dan Bailey missed three crucial field goals, and you could definitely tell that the referees were favoring Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Now, this game made the Minnesota Viking fans extremely upset at Dan Bailey, and all throughout Twitter and Instagram were demanding that we either cut Dan Bailey or we sign a new kicker. And that new kicker, who a lot of us wanted to sign, myself included, was Donald Delahaye, also known as Destroying, uh, former UCF kicker and former kicker for the Toronto Argonauts of the CFL. He's an amazing kicker, an amazing person. I will leave his information in the description below to go check him out. Please go subscribe to him. He's an amazing person with an amazing journey, and he continues to constantly grind and to try and make it to the league one day. And man, would I love to see him in a purple and gold uniform. Now, yes, partial credit does go to the credit to the loss also goes to our defense. Minnesota's Vikings defense ranks 29th in pass rush, and without Eric Kendricks is one of the worst teams when it comes to coverage. And again, Eric Kendricks will be out this Sunday with a calf injury against the Chicago Bears. Now, what is Mike Zimmer doing to improve his defense? Well, he elevated Cordea Tankersley, former Dolphins cornerback, from the practice squad to the active roster. I really like this move by Mike Zimmer. I think Cordea Tankersley, veteran, about 3 years in the league experience, all with the Miami Dolphins, will actually bring some veteran presence to the young cornerback room, and I'm hopefully that he'll be able to lock down Allen Robinson this coming weekend, actually tomorrow when this video comes out. Also, Todd Davis, slowly becoming a former example of his old self when he used to play for the Denver Broncos early on in his career when he won the Super Bowl. But he does have a lot to improve on when it comes to coverage. Now, yes, granted, he is a run stopper and was known for making tackles, not for coverage like Eric Kendricks was. And that's partial credit to Todd Davis that he's adapting to it. And you saw that he called for a very weird pass interference call last week against Tampa Bay on a Hail Mary, which, come on, you never see that. It's so rare that it happens, but can't get mad at it. It's in the past, and we move on from it. Offensive side of the ball, everything's going well. Our offensive line is playing way better, and Kirk Cousins is starting to play with some mental things that are actually proving him to be worth the money that we paid him. Had a career, I don't know if it was career high, but he had a season high rushing yard attempts and total against Tampa Bay, which is a really good run defense. Ranks in the top 10, I believe, in the NFL. That's why you saw Dalvin Cook get shut down a lot. But hopefully, Kirk Cousins will be able to continue his rushing abilities come this Sunday against the Chicago Bears. Moving on from the Minnesota Timberwolves, let's move to the Vikings. Let's move on to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves finish up their preseason at a record of 1-2. Um, and I found some things that I liked, and I saw some things that I didn't like. For starters, I don't like the Minnesota Timberwolves trying to run all this fast break stuff. I know that the NBA is transforming into a non-traditional offensive style, but at the same time, Minnesota doesn't have quite the offensive pieces to smoothly run a transition offense. I'm still one of those guys that likes to set up the offense through D'Lo or Ricky Rubio, and I believe that's gonna help the Minnesota Timberwolves become a successful team. Is if they continue to set up the offense, get the rebounds, and play defense. Today, the Minnesota Timberwolves made final roster cuts. Some notable players that were waived or cut from the team. One of my favorites being Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Rondé Hollis Jefferson was originally with the Brooklyn Nets and the Toronto Raptors before coming to the Minnesota Timberwolves in a preseason contract, and I should say a training camp contract, and really balled out during preseason. I want to say he averaged about 12 points a game and about 5 rebounds a game. Someone can fact check that and leave what his actual stats for preseason underneath the Minnesota Timberwolves jersey were in the comments below. But I really liked Rondé Hollis Jefferson. He played with a lot of aggression, took decent shots, and just brought energy that the Timberwolves kind of were lacking. Um, that we really didn't see until the Los Angeles Clippers game when we first brought in Malik Beasley, Juancho Hernan-Gomez, Jared Vanderbilt, Amari Spellman, Jacob Evans III, and D'Angelo Russell in the big trades that went down when we shipped out a bunch of our rosters to bring in those new guys. Now, we saw Anthony Edwards get a good amount of playing time against the Dallas Mavericks, and he balled out. 18 points, 6 rebounds. Now, for some players, it's all right, but remember, guys, Anthony Edwards, number 1 overall pick. He's got a lot of high expectations going into the season. Let's hope that this is a common thing. Now, his first 2 games against the Grizzlies weren't great. Didn't particularly shoot the ball well, didn't really rebound as well. But he did say over Twitter about that he felt like the rust was coming off of him, and that for not playing basketball for 10 months, it was to be expected. Now, let's just hope that this rust doesn't stay for a very long time. LaMelo Ball balled out the other night. Was electrifying from the 3 and is electrifying with Miles Bridges and throwing alley-oops. James Wiseman, haven't heard too much about him. Haven't really watched any Warriors basketball. But Obi Toppin's been doing really well, a guy I wish the Timberwolves would have actually drafted. I actually wish the Timberwolves would have traded down to land Obi Toppin. I think he would have been an electrifying power forward that can play defense quite well. Proved that at Dayton, and I think he would have proved it well in Minnesota under Ryan Saunders. Minnesota Timberwolves did release a few other players, but we were able to re-sign Jordan McLaughlin to a 2-way contract. If you guys are unfamiliar with what a 2-way contract is in the NBA, basically you can spend so much time in the NBA, and then you have to spend a good amount of your time in the G Leagues, which just helps develop players to get them ready for the speed of the NBA if they're not quite ready, coming out of college, or if they go undrafted. It's a commonplace for those players to go. In fact, Taco Fall was in the G League for quite a while as in his rookie year, and then, of course, played a crucial role in the bubble. And in the normal season, would come in every once in a while and was electrifying on the court. Bull, another G Leaguer. I'm trying to think of some other notable G Leaguers. LiAngelo Ball, brother of LaMelo and Lonzo Ball, was in the G League for quite a while last year. Recently waived by the Pistons not too long ago, and is now a free agent looking to sign with an NBA team. Leave a comment below who you think he'll sign with. Do you think he's going to go to the Pelicans with Lonzo, or is he going to go to the Hornets with LaMelo? I personally think he's going to go to the Pelicans. I think if anybody, the Pelicans have the most cap space to sign him. And I think that he would benefit there with Lonzo instead of with LaMelo. Also, make sure you guys leave comments below on what you want me to discuss next. I'm going to do more of these weekly updates on Minnesota sports news as long as I can. And I enjoy doing them, so please let me know. And let me know, guys, down below for the NFL, who's going to make the Super Bowl, who's going to make playoffs. And for the NBA, let me know who's going to make the finals and who do you think is going to have the best overall record. My money is on the Los Angeles Lakers just because bringing in Dennis Schroeder, bringing in Montrezl Harrell, and re-signing Anthony Davis to a Supermax contract, and LeBron James coming back for 2 years. Talon Horton Tucker, if he continues to play the way he's playing in the preseason, I think he'll make rotational minutes quite well. And I just think that they have a super solid roster that's going to be very hard to deal with in the West. On the Eastern side, I'm going to have to give it to either the Miami Heat or I'm going to have to give it to the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks brought in Jrue Holiday for Eric Bledsoe. I really like that trade. I think Jrue Holiday is just a better fit alongside, Giannis as a better stretch player than Eric Bledsoe was. Um, right? It is Eric Bledsoe. You guys let me know if I'm getting that trade right. Yeah, it is Eric Bledsoe. I'm thinking of Chris Middleton. I know my NBA guys. Don't worry. Uh, but honestly, I think Miami Heat have another really good shot of making the finals. Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, along with up and coming superstar Tyler Hero, are going to electrify the East. Of course, also there's always the fact that the Nets will do really well this year. They did well in preseason. Kyrie Irving, KD, both are back healthy. Both balled out in preseason after their return. I think a dark horse in the East is definitely the Wizards with the addition of Russell Westbrook along with Bradley Beal. I think it's a better fit. Russell Westbrook can run the floor more, and Bradley Beal is also a better stretch and can, handle the ball better than James Harden can. And I think that the Rockets will get rid of James Harden, probably send him over to the Sixers, personally myself, and bring in Ben Simmons, where Simmons can either run the one or the four, and John Wall will run the one. And I think that's going to help the Rockets, at least in the West, maybe scratch playoffs. I don't think they're quite a playoff team anymore. Um, and of course, they have DeMarcus Cousins running the five, and DeMarcus Cousins will be an excellent addition to the Houston Rockets with his defensive abilities. But I just don't see them making the finals, or I don't see them making a deep playoff push. You guys are probably wondering what I feel about my Minnesota Timberwolves. I think we'll make the playoffs, but I don't think we'll have a deep run. We have offensive talent, but we still lack defensive talent. I know there's trade rumors going around about Minnesota Timberwolves acquiring PJ Tucker, um, but I just don't think that's feasible. PJ Tucker, still a valuable veteran out there, but I just don't think the Timberwolves want to give up too many of their young pieces to go after a veteran that's only on a 1 to 2 year contract, who isn't the greatest scorer in the league. I don't think he's going to fit alongside Ryan Saunders, but I think he would be an excellent fit around Towns. So I think if we had a better scheme with Ryan, if he was more a defensive-minded coach instead of a stretch coach, I think we would be able to land Tucker, and I think it'd be a great deal. But I don't know. I think I would rather have Rondé Hollis Jefferson back, but that's just my opinion. Also in the West, I think the Warriors will again have a decent year, but I don't think they're going to make playoffs. Um, it's still Steph Curry. He's still going to lead that team, but I just don't think with the addition of Kelly Oubre is going to be enough to get them to the playoffs. Kelly Oubre Jr., very good small forward from the Phoenix Suns and a nice trade. Um, I just don't think it's enough. Andrew Wiggins over there at the small forward probably will play the shooting guard over Kelly Oubre. Um, you know, as a Timberwolves fan who had to deal with Andrew Wiggins for his 5 years, 6 years that he spent with the Timberwolves, there's definitely flashes of him being a great player. But rumors and speculation over the summer just proved that Wiggins just doesn't seem to have the drive to get it done and to make himself better for the team. So I don't know how big of a role he'll have. I think he's just over there right now as a trade piece to try and land a superstar. Um, but I don't see the Warriors going far. If you're a Warriors fan, you can go ahead and let me know what you think about your team. And I know a lot of you guys are Bucks fans, so please let me know how you think the Bucks are going to do. I bet you guys are really happy that you re-signed Giannis Antetokounmpo for a 5 year supermax contract instead of letting him go to the Warriors or to the Heat, as everyone thought they would. Um, and I'm happy for you guys to get Giannis Antetokounmpo back. Um, but let me know down in the description below what you guys think your NBA team is going to do, and let me know what you think your NFL team will do for the final 3 weeks in the NFL season. I'm going to briefly talk about baseball because I don't pay that much attention to baseball. Twins are trying to make a few moves here. I know for sure. Um, Unfortunately, let go of Eddie Rosario, but it was about time. He's, a seasoned veteran, and we probably just couldn't re-sign him to a decent contract. So it's best we let him walk, go sign with a team, or we get him for cheap, which I don't think we will be able to do because Eddie Rosario is still an all-out player who deserves a good-sized contract that I think the Twins just won't give him. Otherwise, Twins are trying to upgrade at the shortstop position and I'm trying to upgrade at the pitching, which are always important positions for a baseball team. I don't know much about the Brewers right now. I don't pay too much attention, like I said, to the MLB. Um, but you guys can let me know in the description below, or you can message me about what the Brewers are doing in the off season. Haven't heard too much, but I would love to hear from you guys. So make sure you leave comments and let me know about other sports news that came up that you want me to talk about, and I'll make another video to it. But please leave a comment, leave a like if you do enjoy this video, and if you want me to make more sports updates, if you want me to branch out more than just the Minnesota teams, if you guys want me to talk about league wide, especially with the NFL, I'd love to do that. So maybe I'll make another video after this one. So anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Once again, Minnesota Vikings play the Chicago Bears this Sunday at 12 o'clock West Central Time at U.S. Bank Stadium. Timberwolves will kick off their season this Wednesday, I believe, against the Pistons. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you feel like it. I'm not going to force anybody to leave a like, but please uh, continue to support my channel with your likes and your comments. I hope you guys all have a very blessed night. Thank you for watching.